Hello, this is James Shipley from Active Training World doing the race brief for the Moor Park 10K, which is taking place this Sunday at the leisurely time of 3 p.m. So none of these early morning starts for this weekend. Get to have a lie-in and still get to come and do an event on a Sunday afternoon. It's going to be good. Firstly, apologies. Normally we'd try and do these event briefs on site at the venue so that you can see where to park, where registration is going to be, where your start and finish is and all that sort of thing. But the weather today's been particularly horrible. It's been windy and raining most of the day, so you probably wouldn't have been able to hear me if I'd have taken the camera down on site. So we're doing it inside. You should have already by now received the race info that will detail everything you need to know for the race. But we're going to go over a few bits and pieces today, just in case you're not clear on how the event's going to unfold. And then if you do have any questions, you can either just pop us an email to the events inbox or reach out to us on one of our social media channels and we'll do our best to answer them for you before the event. So first thing, when you turn up on site at the school, there'll be some parking marshals and parking signs that will direct you to where we want you to park on the school. And then after that, you're going to make your way to our registration gazebo. So the marshals behind the registration gazebo will ask you for your surname and your first name that you use to do your registration booking. And then they'll give you an envelope, and inside that envelope will be a race number with the timing chip already attached to the back. So please make sure you leave that well alone, and then we'll be absolutely fine for the race. There'll also be 4 safety pins to attach your race number to your t-shirt or your running vest. On the back of the race number is where you normally put your medical details. So we do actually ask you for your medical details on your booking form, but if you want to fill that out on the race number, then you will need to bring your own pen with you to the race, because we will not be providing pens to fill in those medical details. So after you've registered, some people are going to probably choose to go back to their cars. You are welcome to sort of use the school grounds, and there's plenty of space over at the school. There's loads and loads of playing fields and things. So there's no problem socially distancing there. But that is the key thing. We do want you to be maintaining good social distancing throughout the day. So if you are going to be using the fields before the race, then make sure you do follow the government guidelines and maintain social distancing as best as you can. That would be very, very much appreciated. When it gets a bit closer to the race start, what we do is we gather you into a bunch of holding pens. Now each holding pen will have a sign on it that will either say wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Your race number will have the same colour as the sign on that holding pen. So if you've got a green race number, you go to the green holding pen. I believe one of them is a white holding pen, and you'll have a white race number. So just go to your matching pen. Inside those pens will be the toilets. There'll be a toilet in each pen, and there'll be a table there with some hand sanitizers and antibacterial wipes on there as well. What we do is, closer to the race start, what we do is we take you from those holding pens and bring you to a bit of a starter pen, where we put you in number order, and the fastest person on Sunday will have race number 1. Second fastest, based on their estimated time, will have race number 2, and so on all the way down the line. So what we'll do is we'll take the first 6, put them on the start line in a bit of a Formula 1 style grid. So there'll be 6 cones in diagonal leading back from the start line. And you'll stand on those cones, and then we'll give you a 3, 2, 1, and those 6 will go off, and then we'll bring the next 6 onto the start line. The idea behind this is the fastest one's going to go off first, so therefore, in theory, there'll be no overtaking during the race, because everybody starting behind them has put down a slower estimated time. In reality, we know there will be some overtaking. What we'd like you to do is try to keep to the side of the path as best you can during the race, and most of the time it'll be to the left-hand side. And if you are overtaking, we just want you to quickly come out to the right as fast as you can, overtake as quickly as you can, then come back in on the left. That would be amazing if you could do that. While you're out on the course, if you do see anybody in any difficulty, if you could let the next marshal know that you see, and then they can radio back to us at HQ and we'll get medical support out to them. Another thing for the course is there won't be a water station out on there. So UK Athletics guidelines is saying that any events up to 10k, you don't need to have a water station. So they're trying to reduce that number of touch points. And so they're saying for a 10k, you don't need to have one. You are, of course, entitled to carry your own water with you. So if you think you need to have water during that 10k distance, then you'll need to carry that with you, and make sure that you either carry that bottle all the way back with you as well. So we can't be discarding bottles on the floor. We've been really lucky that the estate is allowing us to completely close down the estate for the running event. So we don't want to abuse that by then having bottles thrown on the floor, and energy gels as well if you are intending to use an energy gel. Okay, so the first maybe K and a half will be on grass, and then after that it's the most of the loop is all road until you come back onto the school estate, and then you've got another sort of K and a half to finish the race on grass. When you finish, you come through the finish funnel, and there'll be a table there with medals and waters. So we can't actually present you with your well-earned medal, but the marshals in place there will just be restocking the table. So you obviously have earned it. You did more than deserve it, but we can't be presenting the medals, unfortunately. Similarly with the presentation, there won't be a prize presentation. We're trying to avoid all of those little gatherings, little pockets of groups of people, which obviously happens when we're announcing the prizes. So the winners will be sent a trophy in the post after the event. Trying to think if there's anything else much to cover. I think that does cover pretty much how your day's going to unfold. So once you've finished in the nicest possible way, and we do hate saying this, but we do want you to go home as quickly as possible. Normally we would love for you to hang around at the finish line and cheer on your friends, relatives, club members, all that sort of thing, but we're not there at that stage at the moment. The reason this event is able to take place is because we've put the necessary risk assessments and plans that we think we can do it safely. So we can't be having everybody gathering in groups, cheering everybody on. So after you finish, your marshals will be asking you to go home as quickly as possible. So please try not to be offended when we're telling you to leave straight away, and don't be too upset with the marshals, because they are just doing as we've instructed them to do after the race. But that being said, we are very much looking forward to seeing you there on Sunday. So if you do have any questions, do let us know. Otherwise, normally I'd say we'll see you bright and early, but we'll see you late in the afternoon instead. So see you then.